Welcome to our deep dive
Mm-hmm.
into the hidden complexity of plant life.
Okay.
You've sent over some really great diagrams and slides on plant structure and function.
Yeah.
So we're going to explore how these amazing organisms are built to survive and thrive.
Sounds good.
Get ready to see your houseplants in a whole new light.
I think you'll be surprised by just how much ingenuity
Oh,
is
yeah.
packed into something as seemingly simple as a leaf or a root.
I'm ready to be amazed.
Okay.
The slides start with the basics,
Yeah.
roots, stems, leaves, and flowers.
Yeah, the plant starter kit.
Yeah, it's like a plant starter kit.
Yeah.
Um, what's fascinating is how each structure plays a specific role,
Right.
but they all work together, right?
Exactly.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's a bit like a well-oiled machine,
Okay,
with each part contributing to the overall success of the plant.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
Starting with leaves,
Sure.
they're often called the powerhouses of plants, and
Right.
for good reason. I mean, that's where the magic of photosynthesis happens,
Right.
turning sunlight into food.
Yeah,
It's mind-boggling when you think about it.
it really is.
Yeah.
And remember, photosynthesis isn't just about feeding the plant.
Right.
It's the foundation of almost all life on Earth.
Okay.
Plants are taking carbon dioxide from the air
Mm-hmm.
and using sunlight as fuel,
Right.
converting it into the oxygen we breathe and the sugars that power ecosystems.
Wow. So every time I see a leaf, I should be thanking it for helping me breathe.
You absolutely should.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The slides break down the anatomy of a leaf,
Okay.
the blade, the petiole, and the veins.
Uh,
Can you tell me more about how they all work together?
sure. So think of the leaf blade
Okay.
as a solar panel designed to capture as much sunlight as possible.
Okay, like a little solar panel?
Exactly. And the petiole acts like a flexible arm connecting the blade to the stem
Okay.
and allowing it to move with the wind maximizing sun exposure.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like the plant is constantly adjusting its solar panels for optimal performance.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then you have the veins,
Uh-huh.
which are like miniature highways,
Sure.
transporting water and nutrients throughout the leaf.
Okay.
What's fascinating here is that the intricate network of veins
Right.
ensures every single cell gets the resources it needs for photosynthesis.
So it's like a perfectly designed transportation system, making sure every part of the leaf is contributing to this incredible process.
It is.
Speaking of fascinating structures,
Okay.
the slides mention these tiny pores called stomata on
Right.
the surface of leaves.
Yeah.
What's their role?
Those stomata are crucial.
Okay.
They're surrounded by specialized cells called guard cells,
Uh-huh.
which act like gatekeepers,
Right.
controlling the flow of carbon dioxide in and oxygen out of the leaf.
Interesting.
It's a delicate balancing act, making sure the plant has enough CO2 for photosynthesis,
Right.
while also preventing water loss.
So it's not just about taking in carbon dioxide, it's about managing resources and adapting to the environment.
That's exactly it.
That's incredible.
Plants are masters of efficiency.
Wow.
And at the heart of all this activity are the chloroplasts,
Uh-huh.
these tiny green factories within the plant cells
Right.
where photosynthesis actually takes place.
The slides describe how chloroplasts contain chlorophyll,
Right.
the pigment that captures light energy, and it's this energy that powers the conversion of water and carbon dioxide into sugars and oxygen.
Exactly.
It's like a miniature chemical power plant.
That's a great analogy.
And remember, plants don't just use these sugars for immediate energy.
That's right.
They store them as starch
Yeah,
in various parts,
Huh?
including the stems,
exactly.
which brings us to our next topic.
Okay.
Ready to move on from leaves to stems.
Absolutely. Let's talk about stems.
I'm curious to learn more about how stems support all this incredible activity going on in the leaves.
Well, think of stems as the backbone of the plant, providing support,
Okay.
acting as a transportation system, and sometimes even serving as storage units.
Interesting.
They're a lot more complex than they might seem at first glance.
The slides mention two types of stems,
Right.
herbaceous and woody.
Mm-hmm.
Is the internal structure different for each type?
Yes. There are some key differences,
Okay.
but both types have essential components, like the cortex,
Right.
which is a layer of tissue that not only provides structural support,
Mm-hmm.
but also stores starch and contains specialized cells for various functions.
Wait, so photosynthesis can happen in stems too?
You're right that leaves are the primary sites for photosynthesis.
I thought that was only a leaf thing.
But in herbaceous plants, which have those softer green stems,
Yeah.
photosynthesis can actually occur in the stem as well.
That's amazing.
It's another example of how adaptable plants can be.
And then there's the phloem,
Okay.
which the slides describe as the plant's food distribution network. So it's like a system of pipelines carrying sugars from the leaves to the rest of the plant.
That's a great way to visualize it.
Okay.
The phloem is made up of these specialized cells called sieve tube cells,
Uh-huh.
which act like the pipelines,
Right.
and companion cells, which provide support and help regulate the flow of sugars.
Okay.
It's a remarkable system of long-distance transport, ensuring that every part of the plant gets the energy it needs to grow and function.
So we've got leaves capturing energy and stems providing support and transporting resources.
Right.
What about those underground heroes, the roots?
Oh, the roots, absolutely.
They're often hidden from view,
Yeah,
but they're essential for plant survival, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Roots are the unsung heroes of the plant world,
Okay.
anchoring the plant,
Ah.
absorbing water and nutrients, and even storing food reserves.
Wow.
They're constantly interacting with the soil,
Right.
a complex ecosystem in itself,
Yeah.
to ensure the plant thrives.
The slides emphasize the role of root hairs. Right. These tiny extensions that increase the surface area for absorption.
Yeah, they're so tiny but so important.
It's like the roots are maximizing their contact with the soil to soak up as much water and nutrients as possible.
Exactly. It's all about efficiency. And the process of water uptake is fascinating in itself.
Okay.
It involves osmosis, where water moves from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration.
Right.
So when the soil has more water than the root cells,
Okay.
water flows into the root hairs.
I see. So the plant isn't actively sucking up water. It's taking advantage of the natural movement of water molecules.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
It is. And once the water is inside the root hairs, root pressure helps push it up the stem. It's like a gentle force that starts the water on its journey upward.
Okay.
But there's another force at play, too. A force that's driven by the leaves themselves, transpiration.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more about how transpiration works and how it connects to the leaves.
Sure. So remember those stomata we talked about?
Yeah.
The tiny pores on the leaves?
Yeah.
Well, when they open to let in carbon dioxide for photosynthesis,
Okay.
water vapor escapes.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit like the plant is exhaling.
So it's losing water in the process of making food.
It is a trade-off.
That seems like a risky trade-off.
But plants have evolved some incredible mechanisms to manage it.
Okay.
This loss of water vapor from the leaves creates a negative pressure that actually pulls water up through the plant,
Wow.
all the way from the roots.
So the roots to the leaves.
Yeah, it's like a chain reaction with each water molecule pulling the one behind it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So the process of making food is also helping to drive the water transport system.
Exactly.
It's also interconnected.
It is. And transpiration,
Yes.
as this process is called, is incredibly important for a couple of other reasons.
Okay.
First, it helps to cool the plant down, much like sweating does for us.
That makes sense.
And second, it plays a vital role in transporting minerals from the soil up to the leaves.
It's like transpiration is a multitasking superhero, keeping the plant cool, hydrated, and nourished all at the same time.
It really is.
The slides mention something called turgor pressure.
Right.
What is that, and how does it relate to water?
Turgor pressure is essentially the pressure that water inside the plant cells exerts on the cell walls.
Okay.
Think of it like a balloon filled with water.
Okay. I can picture that.
When the balloon is full, it's firm and upright. But if you let some air out, it becomes droopy and wilted.
So turgor pressure is what keeps plants from wilting.
Precisely.
It's like their internal support system.
Exactly. And it's directly related to the plant's water balance.
Okay.
When a plant has enough water, its cells are full and turgid, giving it that firm, healthy appearance.
Right.
But when it's lacking water, those cells lose their turgor, and the plant starts to wilt.
This makes me think about how important it is to water our plants properly. We're not just giving them a drink, we're helping them maintain their structure and their ability to function.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Understanding how water moves through a plant and the role it plays in everything from photosynthesis to turgor pressure can really inform our gardening practices.
We've talked a lot about leaves, stems, and roots.
Well, yeah.
But the slides also mention flowers as one of the basic plant structures.
Right.
What makes them so important?
Flowers are all about reproduction, ensuring the continuation of the plant species.
Okay.
They're often brightly colored and fragrant
Right.
to attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, which play a crucial role in the fertilization process.
It's like the plant is putting on a show to attract its matchmakers.
Exactly.
And then once fertilization occurs, the flower develops into a fruit, which contains the seeds for the next generation of plants.
That's the cycle.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
a beautiful cycle,
Yeah.
and it highlights the interdependence between plants and animals. Many plants rely on animals for pollination,
That's right.
and in turn, those animals, and ultimately we humans rely on plants for food and oxygen.
We do.
It's amazing how everything is connected. I'm starting to see plants as these incredible masterminds orchestrating all these processes to survive and thrive. They're not just passively sitting there, they're actively engaging with their environment and other organisms.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
Plants are constantly sensing their surroundings,
Okay.
responding to changes in light temperature
Uh-huh.
and water availability.
Okay.
They're also communicating with each other through chemical signals, warning of threats like insect attacks.
Wow. So there's a whole secret world of plant communication going on that we're usually oblivious to.
Right.
It makes you wonder what else they're capable of.
That's what makes studying plants so fascinating.
Yeah.
There's always something new to discover, and the more we learn about them,
Right.
the more we realize how much they have to teach us.
You know, I'm already looking at the trees outside my window with a newfound respect. They're not just pretty decorations, they're complex, adaptable, and incredibly resourceful. And we're just beginning to scratch the surface of their secrets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Plant science is a constantly evolving field,
Right.
and there's still so much we don't know.
Mm.
But what we do know
Yeah.
is that plants are essential for life on Earth,
Right.
and understanding their structure and function is crucial for our own well-being and the health of our planet.
Speaking of the bigger picture, one of the things that struck me from these slides
Okay.
is how much potential there is in the plant world for solving some of our biggest challenges.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, could we use our understanding of photosynthesis to develop new energy sources?
That's a great question, and it's something scientists are actively exploring.
Oh, wow.
Imagine harnessing the power of photosynthesis
Right.
to create clean, renewable energy.
That would be incredible.
Or what if we could design crops that are more resistant to drought or disease, ensuring food security in a changing climate?
It's like the plant world holds a treasure trove of solutions just waiting to be unlocked.
It does.
I'm excited to see what the future holds for plant science,
Me
like
too.
how it can help us create a more sustainable world.
It's a really exciting field.
You mentioned earlier that plants are masters of efficiency.
Right.
The slides touch on some processes like transpiration and guttation, which seem to be all about managing water.
Yeah, they are.
Can you explain a bit more about how those work?
Absolutely. So we already talked about transpiration, that incredible process where water evaporates from the leaves, pulling water up from the roots and helping the plant stay cool. Guttation is a bit different.
Okay.
It's like a plant safety valve for when there's excess water pressure.
Okay, so transpiration is like sweating, and guttation is
Yeah.
what, like a plant sneeze?
Haha, that's a fun way to think about it.
Okay.
Imagine it's nighttime. The stomata on the leaves are closed, so transpiration isn't happening.
Right.
But the roots might still be absorbing water from the soil.
Okay.
This can create pressure inside the plant.
So the plant needs a way to release that extra pressure.
Exactly. That's where guttation comes in. You might see little droplets of water on the edges of leaves, especially in the morning.
Oh.
That's guttation.
Ah.
The plant releasing excess water through specialized pores called hydrothodes.
Wow. I always thought that was dew.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
It's amazing how much is going on in the plant world that we just don't notice. It makes you realize how interconnected everything is. We depend on plants for so much food, oxygen, even the materials we use to build our homes.
It's true.
Yeah.
We really do depend on plants for our survival.
It really highlights how crucial it is to protect our plant life. They're not just pretty decorations, they're the foundation of our ecosystems and our very existence.
I completely agree.
This deep dive has completely changed the way I see plants. I'm already looking at my houseplants with a newfound appreciation, thinking about all the intricate processes happening inside them.
That's great to hear. It's all about fostering that sense of wonder and understanding the incredible complexity of the natural world.
As we wrap up, is there a final thought you'd like to leave our listener with, something to keep pondering?
How about this?
Okay.
Imagine you're a plant architect.
Okay.
You're tasked with designing the perfect plant for a challenging environment, like a desert or a polluted city.
Oh, that's interesting.
What kind of adaptations would you incorporate?
Yeah.
How would you maximize efficiency and resilience?
Wow.
It's a fun way to apply what we've learned and appreciate the incredible ingenuity of the plant kingdom.
I love that challenge. It makes you realize that we have so much to learn from nature's designs. Thanks for taking us on this incredible journey through the world of plants. I'm sure our listener will never look at a leaf the same way again.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.